You can't go wrong with a beagle like Julie, who is affectionate, laid back, and clingy. Ned is quiet, clean, and friendly. Find out how Percy became a hero. Plus, you asked for some changes, we give them to you. Oh, and what's happening with the animals on Eclipse Day? Check out the kitties. We will be hopping down the bunny trail on our way to Dog Alley on Pick Your Next Pet at the ACAPL.
Lovers out there, we are featuring a couple smaller dogs. Now, these are not necessarily pocket pooches or anything like that, but they're on the smaller side for people. Maybe you live in an apartment or you're just older and know you can't keep up with a big dog, handle a big dog. I've got you covered today. So first dog we're meeting here is Julie, and let me tell you, she won my heart really quickly. I'm not the biggest fan of small dogs. I prefer the bigger dogs. I'm not even a big fan of beagles all the time. I know.
We're cutting this interview off right now.
Bob is appalled at me right now, but she absolutely won my heart super quickly. She is a doll, amazingly loving. I love her elephant trunk legs. Like, she just looks like she has elephant legs. I can't get over it. Very sweet, very smart. She is on the older side. We have her aged at about 9. So keep that in mind if you're interested in adopting her. She is pretty much considered a senior dog at this point. She does have a little fatty lump on her chest. Nothing that anyone is worried about, though, thankfully. She is fixed. She is up to date on her shots. She is an absolute doll for any veterinary, needs that she has had so far. Just an overall good dog. Now, when it comes to her home, she does have some special needs. Number one, she's not so great at stairs, as we will witness in our clips here. She can do them, but just because of her age and her weight and everything going on, she would probably prefer a home with less stairs, but that's okay. On top of that, as far as other dogs go, I think that she's a little bit scared of bigger dogs because I've had her get kind of barky and heckles up at them, but other little dogs she seems okay with. They still can't be too high of energy, though. Like, she doesn't want any puppies running around or going crazy or anything. But if they were other calm terrier mixes, things like that, I think she would be okay. I'm not sure about kitties. I know that she does use her nose and follow her nose. So she may have some prey drive. But again, with her age, I think that she could be flexible with cats as long as they could get away from her, even if she was interested, as long as they can get away. So I just love her. I really, really hope that she gets out of here soon. I know we have people asking about little dogs all the time. So please, 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 if you see this and you're interested, check our website, give us a call, because she's just a good one.
Well, tell us about her background. Was she picked up as a stray, or did somebody bring her in? Or?
She was found as a stray, and then she did have a chip. So that's how we were able to get a little information about her. Her name is Julie. Like, I assume that's what she's been called most of her life. And that's how we know. Well, what's interesting is her chip said her age was 13. But then our vet said she's probably only 9. So what I think is that the chip was likely inserted by another rescue or shelter at some point, and they guessed her age at the time, and they just overestimated. So our vet says she's likely only 9 years old. Her teeth are in pretty good shape, especially for a small dog. She's clearly very healthy. She could actually stand to lose a few pounds. But yeah, so that's her story. We don't really know much about her, but I know that she's a good dog.
Is this dog in the witness protection? She just doesn't seem to want her face showing.
What the heck, Julie?
Julie!
Come here.
Yeah, I got some. Do I get a cookie if I walk up the steps?
Yeah, dog cookie.
Mm.
Can you do it? Can you do it? Come on. You can. I bet you can.
Are they oatmeal raisin?
Come on. Chicken nugget flavored.
Oh, no.
Come on, honey. Do it. Come on. Do it. See, I need
She's doing better than I thought she would.
Oh, look at her go.
Yeah! Wow!
Yes, good girl. Sit. I know you don't want to sit.
Come on, Julie.
Sit.
Whoa!
Okay, honey.
I don't think we better put her up there again.
Aw, she clumsy. We didn't say she was graceful. Look at those legs. Who could be? Oh, I thought you did good up there. I thought you looked pretty up there. And you just fall because you wouldn't sit down. So Ned here is another one of my absolute favorites. Okay, you guys. He is also a stray, so absolutely no knowledge of his background, but let me tell you, he is just a doll. He absolutely loves love. I mean, come on, like the extreme leans when you're starting to pet him. He likes being brushed, he likes hugs, I mean, all of it. He's all about it. He's very well behaved in his kennel. He doesn't really have accidents. I think he's maybe peed a couple of times inside, but he always like aims it out of his kennel, so it works for us. It's okay. But so I would say, if not housebroken, he will train extremely quickly as soon as he learns your routine. He could definitely be like left in a crate when you leave, for sure. But if not, if you didn't want to, I think he's a good option to just leave, because I think he would just curl up on your couch and pop squat all day. He's just great. He definitely would like a dog friend. I think he's totally open to a playmate. I will say, I also think that he really likes cats, or grew up around them or something, because we had the Pet Fix van here today, and it was a cat day. And so as they were loading the Pet Fix van, I was walking Ned just to let him do his morning potties. And he pulled me all the way over. And let me tell you, he does not pull on the leash. He's very good on the leash. If anything, he doesn't really like a leash, so he doesn't really want to walk too much. Instead, today he pulled me all the way over to the Pet Fix van and just hopped on, started saying hi to cats, but he was so well behaved about it. So I did let him, because I wanted to see what he would do. And he was so sweet. So I could see him being around cats or other small animals. Children, I would say nothing too young, because every once in a while I notice he's a little bit on the shy side. So, I wouldn't want little kids like pulling his tail or his ears or anything like that. But I'd say at 5 and over is absolutely fine for him. And I think that the longer you have him, he'll come out of his shell even more and get more and more comfortable with different things and places. We do recommend always walking him on a harness, because we noticed he was having a lot of like coughing and reverse sneezing, if any of you know what that is. It's just a lot of excessive like deep breathing, and like he can't catch his breath. But you know what? We had him checked out at the vet. We had him looked at with x-rays, and he seems absolutely fine. There's no major damage there. He did have a couple of broken ribs, which we think was just due to being kicked at some point in his life, which is absolutely horrible. We don't know for sure, but that's just what we're thinking. But those are healing nicely too. So the vet had no concerns there. They don't think he's in any pain. They're just like remnants of an old injury. So yeah, he's fixed. He is ready to go. He is up to date, and he is an absolute sweetheart again. So please, 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 if you see this and he is still available, come and meet him and take him home, because he really deserves to be in a real bed, not here in a kennel.
Ned's moving on out.
There we go. That's the fastest I've ever seen him move. Biggie boy, come here. Ned, he might need to go potty. I guess I should let him do what he needs to do. Oh, yeah, he's galloping. He's galloping. he don't like the harness. He's like, hey, wait a minute, what's this thing on me? Come here. Come here, sweet boy. Oh my goodness. You ain't got dirty. You ain't got dirty. You know what that is, yeah. He's a happy boy right there, isn't he? Spit it out? You don't want to eat it? You want done? You sit? Put the butt down. Good boy.
Not too many dogs knows the
Are you kidding me right now? Look at this.
Put your butt down.
Right.
They don't sit, but
Yeah, that's a full-on sit.
yeah, put your butt down is quite a few words.
Here's the thing. I know that I have talked about Percy's brothers before. I think I've had you meet a couple of them. So I wasn't necessarily going to bring Percy out to film with us, but he is a hero. So I just had to bring him, and I had to tell his story, you guys. Okay, so he was a part of a case, again, if you've heard me talk about it before, of a group of dogs that was abandoned in a trailer. Their owner actually passed away, so again, not really abandonment, but there was no one to take care of her animals after she passed, so they got a hold of us, and we took all the dogs in. If you remember my story about Mama Dory and her puppies that we weren't sure who the mom was.
Oh, so the
same household. So he could be one of the dads of that litter. We don't know. Percy here. A couple of the puppies.
He's going on one of those TV.
Like him. Yeah.
He's going on one of those TV shows where at the end they find out who's the father.
Exactly.
Yeah,
do the DNA test live. So anyways, Percy is a sweetheart. He's a bigger male of the group. There's only a couple of them left here. So Percy is still here and Wilbur is still here. They're from the same household, and that's it. Everybody else has been adopted. So that's great. Oh, and Flora is in foster, so she's still available too. But Percy, he's rather laid back. I mean, honestly, he's not one to he doesn't jump and go crazy when new people walk by. He's relatively accepting of new people, but he's not overly loving and affectionate. So if you're looking for a super friendly, loves everybody, gonna love all over me kind of dog, it's not quite him. He really is a little more independent. He'll keep to himself. I think that over time and earning a lot of trust, he will become that kind of dog. Every dog in that household, I would say with the exception of Dory herself, was rather shy of new people and not so sure about them, and needed that time, you know. So he's just still a little more on the shy side, but I do think in a quiet, calm home where he can just focus on being a dog, he'll be a happy boy. But I had to tell his story because he actually helped us rescue another dog that was loose, because it was another dog that came from his home. So we knew that his name was Sven. Sven got adopted, and then about a week later he got loose from his adoptive home. It was the middle of the night. He had gone out for a potty break and he slipped his collar and just ran. And there had been some sightings of him over the next day, but we didn't catch him that day. So the next day comes around, and same thing. He's out all day. We're so worried about him here because, as sweet as he is, he was one of our more scared dogs. So we were worried that he would just hide off in the woods and never come out and be seen. But there was a sighting of him. The people that found him didn't know who he was or that we were looking for him or anything. They just saw a dog on the side of the road and they thought he had been hit because he was just laying there. So they called the dog warden, and the dog warden went out and he called us right away. He's like, you guys, it's Sven. Can anyone come over here because I don't want to scare him? It was right on an overpass over Route 90. So luckily it was, like a mile away from here. It was just over here on South Wright Street. So I left and a couple of our volunteers left, but I actually brought Percy with me. So I pulled up onto the bridge ahead of where he was, so that when I walked away from the bridge. Therefore, if he would have ran away, he would have ran away from the bridge. We didn't want him to go down under the bridge and go on Route 90. So I walk up to him really slow, and at first I can tell he's still really scared and he's not sure what's going on. And I have Percy with me, and the boys are looking at each other and they're figuring out who each other is. And then I just said, all right, well, come on, Sven, we're gonna go. And I had Percy on leash, and then Sven just perked right up, came with us, happy as a clam, like nothing even happened. He just butt wiggling everywhere and runs right up to the dog warden like, okay, cool, let's go. And so we just scooped him right up, and we were able to bring him back to the shelter, and he went back with his new family that night. And it was just such a heartwarming story, and I am glad that I brought Percy with me to save Sven. I think that Sven would have recognized me, but definitely having the other dog there for him to sniff and like that more immediate recognition besides just trying to follow me, it was great. So Percy is our little hometown hero of the week for sure. Everybody was crying. Everybody was so happy that Sven was saved because Sven's an absolute sweetheart, and so that's how I know Percy is too. He may still be shy right now, but I think he has it in him to be an absolute goofball. I mean, you saw the crazy zoomies he's got, so I think he's going to be a very playful, sweet dog. I will say, around other dogs, he is more on the shy side, so he's not going to be compatible with another super crazy dog right out the gate. He's going to need a dog who's going to be patient with him, just like a human. Kitties are probably fine. I'm sure they interacted with cats in their home, and I have not had any concerns as of yet. And yeah, he's a good boy, and I really hope he finds a home soon. Oh, Cookie. Here you go. He's a good boy. You want to have that? I know you don't. You want to catch it? Ready? Didn't even try. I don't know what you're doing, lady. You're being weird. It's okay. I know I'm weird. It's okay. I know.
He says when you go to a Burger King and you ask for a Whopper, do they throw it up in the air and you're supposed to catch it?
I mean, if they did that and then I got it for free, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think they're like $12.
Ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
A dog that'll just do zoomies for like no reason. I think it's adorable. Get it! Get that ball! I don't even know what to say. Come here. Ready?
Welcome to Ask Ashley. This is Ashley, and you can email her at asteed, S-T-E-E-D, at acapl.org. And we got a few things to talk about. You have a question that was given to you?
I got a couple emailed questions last week, which was really exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll start then. So I know that someone emailed me and asked about the dogs on the other side, which when people say that, what they're referencing is our observation floor. For those of you who don't know, our kennels are split into two floors, we call them, an observation floor and an adoption floor. Our adoption floor is the floor that is open to the public. Our goal is to have that open by 2 p.m. every single day, and walkthroughs are open 2 to 4, but we are open for appointments longer range than that, about noon to 5. But our observation floor, on average, normally, is going to have dogs that are on hold for whatever reason. So they could be strays, meaning they just came in, they're not available yet, we are trying to find their homes. They could be a court hold, which means they're tied up in a bunch of legal stuff and they're not technically ours yet, but we are holding them for some reason. They could also be medical holds, so anyone that is in pretty rough shape that we just feel needs like more quiet, more time, or they're just not ready for adoption yet, we're still under observation, they're going to be over there. Additionally, behavioral holds. So anyone that we're working through some training things with, we're not sure how they're going to feel about other dogs, about cats, about kids, anyone we're having concerns about, they're also going to stay over there. Additionally, there may be some adoptable dogs over there, but that just have bad kennel behavior. So like through the barrier, there's a lot of jumping, barking, snarling, growling, anything like that. Again, that's a behavior issue that we are concerned about. So they may be adoptable, but we have them over there because the kennel itself makes them really stressed and uncomfortable. And so the public doing walkthroughs, trying to feed them treats, is not beneficial to them. So she specifically asked because she can see those dogs when you drive by the shelter. The dogs you see outside on the front of the building are our OF dogs, our observation floor dogs. So they may not be all available for adoption. We have had people, like, when they're here visiting, walk around to that side of the building and see those dogs, and that's technically not allowed either.
Right.
So they've seen the dog and then been like, oh, well, who's this black dog, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, we're trying to find their owner. They're not available yet. So keep that in mind if you ever come here and we say, oh, no, that side is closed to the public. That would be why. So I thought that was a good question to answer on here because I think a lot of people do have that question when they come and visit the shelter. So now you know if you ever drive by, you're actually looking at our strays and other holds.
So you don't want dogs that, well, I really like to adopt this dog, and you say, well, you can't.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just trying to save you the hassle of all that too. We have our adoption floor open of everybody who is available, and our little dog room is always open too. Our cat room is always open. So there's plenty of animals to see and adopt. And then another question I got was actually for you, Bob. This person asked me, why do you only show the big dogs? You do Dog Alley and you take us through the kennels really quick. Why do you only do the big dogs? Why don't you ever show Cat Alley or Bunny Alley?
Well, I guess from the beginning I just shot the dogs and nobody suggested it. I will do Cat Alley today. And sometimes there are dogs, the kennels are like two kennels, and thankfully for a long time there were few enough dogs that you didn't need to close the barrier in between and have one dog on one side and one dog on another. And I can remember when they would sometimes, if they were related or something, you'd have two dogs in half a kennel, which is really bad. So I just got used to going down one side because if I went down the other side, it would just be the same dog running over to bark at me from the other side. But I will start doing both sides of the Dog Alley.
So you guys will get to see a few more. And then actually, I don't remember if it was the same person or not. Someone also suggested that maybe I or another kennel staff person walk with you and hope that would keep them more calm. So I'm definitely willing to try that today. Maybe you guys, our viewers, can tell me if you notice a difference. Do you think the dogs are calmer when I walk with Bob to do Dog Alley? So
okay, well, we can do that. And one other question, and this is one I would normally say for another time, but
it's coming up.
It's coming up, and of course that is the sun and the moon thing coming together. What do you do about that? About the eclipse?
Yes. So
you tell that you put little glasses on all the dogs. If you do, I got to get a photo.
I think we should do that. I think it'd be pretty cute. So there's been some debate here about it as well. We weren't 100% sure what the recommendations were going to be. I know we are actually going to be closed, the shelter, that day. We'll be open for appointments. Our whole staff will be here, but we're just not going to have like a ton of people in and out. I believe the recommendation is that during that 2-hour window between start and end, to just keep animals outside time to a minimum. Obviously, you still got to let your dogs out to go potty, but you just don't want them to look at the sun. You're at much higher risk for damage because you don't think the sun that it's bright or it's going to hurt your eyes, but it definitely can still get in there and do some damage. And definitely, I would say during that, did you say it was a 4-minute window or 2-minute window?
Yeah, there's like a 4 minutes that the big thing
where
is
it's going to
happening.
be really dark.
Yeah.
I would just keep animals inside during that point if you can. And again, I'm not an expert, but that's just going to be my recommendation. It's what we're going to do here. We're going to try to get all our cleaning done, everything in the morning, so that we don't have to worry about it, and all the dogs will be inside during that time period just to be safe. And cats, they're always inside.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. Calvin. If you guys know me, you know I love a big orange boy cat. They're kind of my thing. Are you really going to go over there and eat that food and not these yummy treats I'm trying to give you? Come here. There you go.
Calvin.
Alright. Chunky Monkey over here. So he came from a home where a very good amount of them, it was a hoarding situation. There were a lot of cats. A very good amount of them were and are not very friendly, and even he is on the fence. I'm not sure if Bob got any of that hissing in the beginning, but even me, who he knows, I get a hiss occasionally. Definitely strangers, he's gonna hiss at. Poor guy, when he got picked up from where he was, they actually, with this case specifically, they ended up sedating all the cats right away in order to do their testing and just get their intakes done and over with. And this guy, he started to wake up in the process, and he was scratching at his carrier, and he basically busted all of his nails on his hand. His kennel, his crate was covered in blood. So he had a rough life before that, because he was a half feral outside cat. But then coming into here, he was in a lot of pain initially, so that definitely played into his behavior and attitude a little bit. Also, again, a lot of cats from this group have been pretty sick. They've got some upper respiratory stuff going on. You can see that the black stuff around his eyes. He's definitely doing a ton better, but that's where he was. He was really goopy-eyed. He couldn't open his eyes all the way. And his nails are just starting to grow back. There may be a few. I haven't looked at both his paws fully. There may be a few that, come here. Oh, sorry, that's me over here. Come here. There may be a few that just never grow back. He might have busted them off completely, but some of them will grow back. So that is why he actually cannot really be a rodent ranger. I don't think he's a rodent ranger anyways. I do not think he qualifies for that, because he is friendly. When you come and feed him in the morning, oh, he's your best friend. He'll let you love on him and pet him and give him kisses. I mean, he's the sweetest boy ever. Then he gets his food in him, and he's like, okay, I'm done with you. I don't need you anymore. And he kind of does this, where he's nice, but
he's a fair weather friend.
Keeps his distance, He's like, I don't need you too much. Additionally, he's got very, very dirty ears, and we have been on it with cleaning them very regularly, giving them treatment in case they're infected, all that stuff. But again, he's not the biggest fan of being touched, so we have to go, do just a little at a time, go slow. But again, that's all in the process of improving. So he's a very sweet boy. He's had a lot. He's gone through a lot, and I really do think that as soon as he gets into a home where he has more room to roam, I think he's going to be an extremely sweet cat. He's a very good boy. So I really, really want someone to give him a chance, because I just think he's so handsome. So this is my girl Iris. She's a very sweet, friendly cat. She's definitely put on quite a few pounds since she got here. The sad part is she's been here for a little while now, and I don't even remember her story. I'm sure she came from another one of our, overcrowding situations. But what I do remember about Iris is that at one point, she had one of those boxes in here, and she never really left her box. We never saw her leave her box when you just kind of cleaned around her, and then she would come and eat and go potty, but that was pretty much it. So what I am happy to say is that she is a much friendlier kitty than she was when she first got here. Obviously, she has upgraded to a bigger kennel, which I think really, really helped her, because her litter box is completely separate. She gets, everything right here that she loves to play. When I come in the morning, her blanket's all rearranged, that kind of stuff. But I like that she's much more loving and friendly now. I think that she would be okay in pretty much any home. I think she could stand up to a dog. I think that she would be okay with other kitties. She's very, curious about them and friendly. So she's just kind of a good overall cat. Playful and loving. good in pretty much any home, and I'm just happy to have seen her come out of her shell a lot. I pretty much never would have expected this from her at one point, because she just mostly hid in her box when I came and said hi to her. So I'm just happy to see her in a much better mood and getting comfortable here. But we don't want them to get too comfortable. We want them to find homes. Hi, girl. And I don't know, there's something about her face. I just really think she kind of looks like a little exotic. Like she kind of looks like a tiger. I don't know how to explain it. She's kind of got like real skinny face. Yeah. And her coloring, she's like a partially like brown and gray tabby. I don't know. I just think, tabbies get overlooked because they're so basic, but if you really look at them and look at their patterns, they're all so unique and beautiful. So you should come and meet her and check out her beautiful coloring. Those eyes too, oh, so pretty, green eyes. All right.
Ruby.
Hey, Yummy. It's okay. Hi, Yummy. Good boy.
Oh, Barley says all right.
She picked.
He didn't want any?
She picked. Hi, Pop. Oh, that's my baby right there.
Yeah.
My big baby. You be nice. You be nice. You're at that face. And my jeans. My jeans. Oh, Furby. Hi, Furby boy. The cookie? Oh, he's so gentle. Hey, Art. What are you doing? Get down. Sit. Good boy there. Oh, he took it so good. Hi.
So we got this. Okay.
Let me just see if we can, like, I'll show you which ones are, you know, not repeats. Hi, buddy. So handsome. Hi. Oh, it's okay, puppy. Huh?
Captain Crunch.
Oh. Yeah. Hi, buddy. No cookies? There.
He changed his mind.
I thought so. Mr. Wilbur made a mess. You're not showing your best side. Come here. Alright, I leave it in there for you. Sit. Good boy.
I'm a walking the dog and I'm never blue. I'm a walking the dog. I ain't thinking about you. Don't need no one to tie me down. I'm a walking the dog and a painting the town. Such an easy life I never knew until the day